Welcome back to News at 9 with Nancy News. This segment is being brought to you by the Waynesboro Church of Christ and the Archangel Airlines Travel Agency, Agape Airlines, Eagles Wings Express, Bethlehem Sky, and United Christians. Let's take a look at traffic. Rebecca, how does it look out there?
Pretty good traveling conditions except for the 18-mile stretch between Jerusalem and Jericho. We've been hearing reports of thieves, muggers, and robbers.
Isn't that the area locals call the Bloody Way because of all the crime that occurs out there?
Yes, that's correct. It has been known to be a pretty dangerous area to travel on.
Can you tell us what's going on?
Yes, a man is down. He looks to be severely injured, and he has been mugged from traveling on Jerusalem to Jericho. As it is, a couple of people have passed by, but one is getting off of his donkey and is stopping. I'm going to see if I can get a closer interview with these folks.
Great. We'll get back to you in a few moments. Stay tuned for further developments on the situation on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho. As you know, Jerusalem is where the temple is located and where God is worshipped by the Jews. Back to Rebecca.
We have our long-range camera on the scene, and it is appearing that a man who has stopped is bandaging the wounded man's wounds. He is using a combination of wine and oil to cleanse the wounds and soothe the pain. I'm going to see if I can go get a closer look.
Thank you, Rebecca. See if you can get to the end to interview them. In the meantime, we have our on-the-spot reporter, David, with the policeman who caught the robbers.
We hear a policeman. Tell us what happened.
We got a call earlier today about a mugging that had occurred on the road between Jerusalem and Jericho. It's a treacherous stretch of highway. We get calls all the time about muggings and murders that happen when robbers like to hold up travelers.
Can we interview the suspects in this case?
Sure.
What happened on the road to Jericho to Jerusalem?
This guy was just asking to be mugged. You know what I mean? He was traveling alone through a dangerous area.
And our philosophy of life is what yours is mine, and I'm going to take it.
The strong prey on the weak, and I don't mean P-R-A-Y, I mean P-R-E-Y.
Like the wolf pouncing on the lamb, or a lion grabbing a gazelle for lunch.
I don't think God would approve this philosophy at all. Back to Nancy News.
No, God would not approve of that philosophy. We've got Rebecca live at the scene. She's found one of the witnesses who passed by the hurt man.
I'm here with Paxton the priest. Paxton, what do you do for a living?
I serve God and help others worship Him. It's a very important job, Rebecca.
Why were you traveling on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho?
Well, it was my turn to serve for 2 weeks at the temple, and that's a very important job. So I finished my 2 weeks and was heading home to Jericho.
So you saw the injured man but decided to pass on the other side. Why didn't you stop and help him?
He may have already been dead. As a priest, I'm not supposed to touch a dead body.
But you walked on the other side. You could have at least, gone and checked up on him.
Well, I asked myself, what would happen if I stop and help? I might get dirty, and it might not be very safe for me to stop anyway.
Did you ask yourself what would happen if you didn't stop to help him?
No, I did not know the guy, and I did not want to get involved. My philosophy in life is what's yours is no concern of mine.
All right, but you're a priest, serving God by serving others?
Let's not go there. All I can say is it would have been inconvenient to stop and help somebody I have never met. I am a very busy and important man. I have better places to be than here. In fact, I need to go right now. Good day.
Well, you heard it, folks. Paxton the priest couldn't stop and help him because he said it was a bad time to stop. His philosophy is, what's yours is no concern of mine.
Thank you, Rebecca. See if you can get that other guy who passed by for an interview. I'm going to turn this over to David, who is going to interview some people on the street about this development. We have Rebecca live at the scene with the other witness.
This is Levi the Levite. Levi, what were you doing on the road from Jerusalem to Jericho?
Just like the priest, I was heading home after serving at the temple.
So what did you do when you saw the man beaten and bloody on the side of the road?
Well, I can't really say I saw him. My philosophy in life is like the priest. What's yours is no concern of mine if I don't see a problem.
But doesn't the law say if you see somebody's donkey under a load, you should stop and help?
Well, the law does say that in Exodus 25 verse 3, but the key word there is see. If I don't see others having problems, I don't need to help them. So I just mainly focus on myself, what I need and what I want. In fact, I need to go help myself right now.
You heard it, folks. Levi the Levite's philosophy is, what's yours is no concern of mine, if I don't see a problem.
Thank you, Rebecca. See if you can get the guy who stopped for an interview. I'm going to turn this over to David, who is going to interview some people on the street about this development. We have Rebecca live at the scene with Ike the innkeeper. Rebecca, how does an innkeeper fit into all of this?
This is the man who owns the inn. His name is Ike, and he is the innkeeper. Ike, tell us what happened.
This guy, a Samaritan guy, comes in wanting a room for this Jewish man who's been beat up pretty bad on the road, and he was looking in pretty bad shape.
Why did you say Samaritan like it left a bad taste in your mouth?
Samaritans are gross. Oh, they are the scum of the earth. Just the worst of the worst. Just awful. They are.
Okay, I get it. You don't like Samaritans.
That's right. Normally, I wouldn't have anything to do with this guy, but he had money, and the room was for the Jewish man who had been mugged, so I did business with him.
So you give him a room?
I don't give anything. All right? I asked myself, what will happen to me if I help this man? And my philosophy is, what's mine is yours if the price is right. And he had some silver coins and was willing to pay for that room. Well, whoa. Speaking of silver coins, I got a nice looking customer coming in the room right now, and I'm about to go make some money. See ya.
That was Ike the innkeeper, and his philosophy is, what's mine is yours if the price is right.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm going to turn this over to David, who is going to interview some people on the street about this development. A quick recap of our stories so far. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho. When he fell into the hands of robbers. They stripped him of his clothes, beat him, and went away, leaving him half dead. A priest happened to be going down the same road, and when he saw the man, he passed by on the other side. So too a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by on the other side. But a Samaritan, as he traveled, came where the man was, and when he saw him, he took pity on him. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, pouring on oil and wine. Then he put the man on his own donkey, took him to an inn, and took care of him. Rebecca is live in the room with the Samaritan and the guy who got mugged.
I'm here with Sammy the Samaritan. Sammy, why did you stop to help?
I saw this guy, bloody, half dead on the side of the road, and I asked myself, what would happen to him if I don't stop and help? He might die. He would hurt more. It was a no-brainer to stop.
Did you know him personally?
No.
I understand that Jews pretty much hate Samaritans. He might not have stopped if you had been the one mugged. How do you feel about that?
God says to love your neighbor as yourself. He says to love your enemies and do good to those who hate you. Even if I am a Samaritan, I know God is smarter than I am. If God says it, it must be true.
Kind of like do unto others as you would have them do unto you?
That's right. What's mine is yours because it all comes from God.
So what will you do now?
I'll look after him until he wakes up. When I return back this way, I'll reimburse Ike the innkeeper for any expenses. I mean, the guy doesn't have any money. The robbers took it all.
What if he doesn't pay you back?
Everything I have comes from God. God will see to have it what I need. If he knows how many hairs on my head, he can certainly keep track of how much money I have versus how much I need.
Thanks. I'll let you get back to tending the injured guy. Back to you, Nancy.
Let's have each of the people we interviewed back one more time. We'll ask them what their philosophy of life is. If you agree with them, stand up after they say it and clap. If you don't agree with them, stay in your seat and do a thumbs down.
Our philosophy of life is what's yours is mine, and I'm gonna take it.
My philosophy in life is what's yours is no concern of mine.
Well, my philosophy is, what's mine is yours if the price is right.
What's yours is no concern of mine if I don't see a problem.
What's mine is yours because it all comes from God.
That's the news at 9. I'm Nancy News. Stay tuned to this station and God's Word. Goodbye.